mean, we're the upstanding citizens that progressives say they are. So I mean, we are
All right,
definitely.
Rich.
So
look, I'm glad you called, and I'm glad that that you're reaching out. You've always been reaching out, and I appreciate it. That's why you call the Progressive Show. So I thank you for that, and I hope that you continue to sort of talk to people, because that's the way we're going to solve things. Not going to be at the end of a trigger. Thank you, my friend, for calling.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. We're going to get to Mark and Jim after this. Again, next Tuesday I will be in Chicago, Hotel Palomar, at the Sable Bar. Look forward to seeing you. 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's the Jeff Santos Show. Back in a flash.
Welcome back to school. We're ready to teach and ready to learn.
The National Education Association wants you to raise your hand for student success.
I'm NEA President Lily Eskelson Garcia. A new school year means exciting new challenges for students and educators, because it's more than a job, and they're more than just our students. Together, we'll make it the best school year yet.
Visit NEA.org/parents for tips.
With over 900,000 products in 31 product categories, some people would say Grainger has everything but the kitchen sink. Of course, those people would be wrong, because sinks are among the over 900,000 products Grainger offers to help keep your business up and running, along with belt sanders, baseboard heaters, duct tape, tissue paper, reversible air drills, and, well, you get the idea. Most everything. For super fast access to Grainger's over 900,000 products, call clickgrainger.com or stop by a branch today. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey everybody, Jamie Lee Curtis here for RAD, recording artists, actors, and athletes against drunk driving. What should you do to stop a friend from driving if they've been drinking? Answer, whatever it takes. Think before you drink. Designate before you celebrate. Choose a designated driver. Remember, friends don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
That windshield on the car you're driving, let's stretch it by 50 feet. In your engine, let's add a ton of horsepower and more fuel efficiency. And let's skip the next drive-through for a dining car. That's right, a dining car. And an observation car, and a sleeping car, and a getaway in an altogether different car. A spacious Amtrak train for an experience no car can match. Now making 500 destinations a far better ride. Amtrak. Enjoy the journey.
I'm here to tell you that your options for getting out of debt have never been better. How do I know? Because I'm Howard Dvorkin, the founder of Consolidated Credit. For nearly 2 decades, we've helped over 5 million people just like you. And every time we help someone, they all say the same thing. Why didn't I call sooner? If you owe too much money on your credit cards and you feel that you'll never be able to pay it off, don't wait. Simply pick up the phone and find out what our program can do for you. Reducing your payments by up to 50% is just the beginning, but you have to take the first step.
Call Consolidated Credit now. 1-800-290-0412.
As soon as you call, the hard part is over.
You're one call away from financial freedom. Call Consolidated Credit now. 1-800-290-0412. 1-800-290-0412. That's 1-800-290-0412.
5701 Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Licensed debt management service provider, Vermont and New York banking departments, Maryland 149, Oregon DM 80031.
LIUNA, the Laborers International Union of North America, is the most progressive and aggressive union of construction workers and one of the most diverse and effective unions representing public service employees today.
Laborers International members are on the forefront of the industry.
We're 500,000 proud and strong men and women united through collective bargaining agreements.
We earn family-supporting pay, good benefits, and the opportunity for advancement and better lives. Do you?
To learn more about the Laborers International Union of North America, go to liuna.org.
Wow, that's a lot of books. Little one at home?
Yeah.
Let's see. Child-proofing your home, child-proofing your yard, child-proofing your in-laws' home and yard.
Of all the things you can read to keep your child safe, the most important is attached to their car seat. Read the instruction manual and use the latch system. It makes it easier to be sure your child's car seat is installed correctly. Learn more at safercar.gov. Anchor, tether, latch, the next generation of child safety. A message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
Connect on Twitter.
At Jeff Santos Show.
"23 minutes past the hour. It is the Jeff Santos Show. Again, next Tuesday night we'll be in the great city of Chicago. Broadcasting Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We hope to have Governor Quinn on the show while we're there. We're working on that. We'll be at the Sable Bar, part of the Palomar, Hotel Palomar on State Street in the great city of Chicago downtown from 6 to 9. We invite you to come down. We'll have a lot to talk about, of course. But tonight, by the way, for all of you Blackhawk fans, is the first night of the NHL regular season. Bruins-Flyers on NBCSN. So with that, it's a perfect transition to go up and talk to a caller, Jim, our first caller from Canada, and it's Vancouver. How you doing, Jim?
Not too bad, not too bad. It's a pleasure to talk to you, Jeff.
It's great having you call from the great Vancouver, and you guys got a better hockey team this year, so that'll hopefully you'll do very well. But I know you didn't want to talk about the NHL, so what's on your mind?
Okay, a little bit of a background. I am a black American from the great city of Rochester, New York, Plymouth and Jefferson, black neighborhood. Okay. I'm also an honorably discharged U.S. Marine. And I can actually see something good coming out of this new war that we're getting going. Not for anybody in the Middle East, and not necessarily for America, but for black young men. I believe it was Einstein that said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. We've been going to war for this country for a long time, and we've never gotten our upcomings for it. I say that we don't go to, that en masse, blacks refuse to do any service time with the United States military until we have economic parity and educational parity.
Well, that's the first I've heard of this. Well, Jim, this is not something that has not been heard about. We talked just a few minutes ago with Rick about the movie Boys in the Hood, and if you can remember that movie, if you did see it.
I grew up in that kind of a neighborhood. I don't even have to remember the movie.
All right. Well, the idea was that in the movie was that we're not going to go fight in a white man's war, a white man's army, I should say. And look, I'm not here to discourage people not to serve their country, but I will say that we should be not only African Americans, but people as a whole should be very concerned about going to war. I mean, I walked by a Marine.
But Jeff, is it really our country? Is it a black man's? I've never felt like a first-class citizen here. I was an honor student. I am a double licensed.
When you say here, you're calling from Vancouver. Are you saying that?
I'm talking about the United States. Okay,
all right.
I also have an office in Everett, Washington. I own my own business and I employ people. But my whole point is, we've never been equals. I drive a nice E-Class Mercedes. Okay, I make well into the six figures, and I still get pulled over regularly. I still get hassled at the border when I cross with my son, who looks more white than black, and I get asked questions that nobody else gets asked. Okay, they shoot our children in the streets. Okay, don't tell me it's our country. We were brought over here as cheap labor, and once we refused to be it, everybody started crying to let the Mexicans in. Okay, so my whole point is, no, I want this to be my country. We built it. We built the Capitol. We built Washington, D.C. I want, something, we've waited over 400 years, and we have done everything to be included. And now I'm saying, screw yous. If you don't want to include us, fight your wars yourself and see if you can do it without a draft. And once middle-class Americans get involved, and just like in Vietnam, I'm old enough to remember Vietnam. Okay, I was a kid at the time, but I remember it, and I remember watching my cousins go. Okay, we don't need to fight it. Also, on the note of using Einstein's theory, who I consider a much more intelligent man than myself or anybody else I've ever had the pleasure of meeting, okay, if the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, and us blacks have been voting Democrat all the time, and I'm not saying go Republican, hell no, don't go Republican. The Democrats don't represent us anymore. They don't even do anything for us anymore, and they don't have any backbone. This is going to be the first election in over 20 years. I'm not sending a dime to a single Democrat. Not to one. I don't care if they lose.
Jim,
if we get a truly progressive party in the future, they can wipe out anything the Republicans do.
Well, we need to obviously be a bigger progressive Democratic Party, no doubt about that. Fascinating listening to this, Jim. And I ask you to call back. We're going to get to an interview now, but thank you for calling. Mark and Joe will get to you soon, too. Thank you for calling, Jim, and good luck there in Vancouver and Everett. Right.
Welcome back to school. We're ready to teach and ready to learn.
The National Education Association wants you to raise your hand for student success.
I'm NEA President Lily Eskelson Garcia. A new school year means exciting new challenges for students and educators because it's more than a job, and they're more than just our students. Together, we'll make it the best school year yet.
Visit NEA.org/parents for tips.
With over 900,000 products in 31 product categories, some people would say Grainger has everything but the kitchen sink. Of course, those people would be wrong, because sinks are among the over 900,000 products Grainger offers to help keep your business up and running, along with belt sanders, baseboard heaters, duct tape, tissue paper, reversible air drills, and, well, you get the idea. Most everything. For super fast access to Grainger's over 900,000 products, call clickgrainger.com or stop by a branch today. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Confessions of a Potentially Perfect Parent, brought to you by AdoptUsKids.org.
I know more about cooking dinner for a party of 12 than about packing a lunch for a 12-year-old. I know kids like things like fish sticks. Fillets, I get, but sticks? Maybe we can just compromise on mac and cheese. Can you make that with Brie?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you. Call 1-888-200-4005 or visit AdoptUsKids.org for more information. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
When you open a book, you can explore new worlds, meet new friends, and discover new adventures, like the ones in the Chronicles of Narnia.
Impossible! Are you prepared for what awaits you?
To find out more about the wonders of reading, you can visit the Library of Congress website at www.loc.gov and let your journey begin. This message has been brought to you by the Library of Congress and the Ad Council.
I'm here to tell you that your options for getting out of debt have never been better. How do I know? Because I'm Howard Dvorkin, the founder of Consolidated Credit. For nearly 2 decades, we've helped over 5 million people just like you. And every time we help someone, they all say the same thing. Why didn't I call sooner? If you owe too much money on your credit cards and you feel that you'll never be able to pay it off, don't wait. Simply pick up the phone and find out what our program can do for you. Reducing your payments by up to 50% is just the beginning, but you have to take the first step.
Call Consolidated Credit now. 1-800-290-0412.
As soon as you call, the hard part is over.
You're one call away from financial freedom. Call Consolidated Credit now. 1-800-290-0412. 1-800-290-0412. That's 1-800-290-0412. 5701 Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Licensed debt management service provider, Vermont and New York banking departments, Maryland 149, Oregon DM 80031.
LIUNA, the Laborers International Union of North America, is the most progressive and aggressive union of construction workers and one of the most diverse and effective unions representing public service employees today.
Laborers International members are on the forefront of the industry.
We're 500,000 proud and strong men and women united through collective bargaining agreements.
We earn family-supporting pay, good benefits, and the opportunity for advancement and better lives. Do you?
To learn more about the Laborers International Union of North America, go to liuna.org.
I'm sorry, sir, but it appears as though your credit card has been declined.
Did everyone hear that? This person right here, credit card declined. If we can please have an awkward silence.
Whoa, I'm with a date here. Look, so I'm late on a few payments. I'll make it up next month, promise.
He promises to pay it all back next month. Can we have an aww?
Putting more on your card than you can afford to spend can lead to even bigger problems, like public humiliation. Don't let your credit put you in a bad place. Go to controlyourcredit.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Treasury and the Ad Council.
LIUNA, the Laborers International Union of North America, is the most progressive and aggressive union of construction workers and one of the most diverse and effective unions representing public service employees today.
Laborers International members are on the forefront of the industry.
We're 500,000 proud and strong men and women united through collective bargaining agreements.
We earn family-supporting pay, good benefits, and the opportunity for advancement and better lives. Do you?
To learn more about the Laborers International Union of North America, go to liuna.org.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty good job, innit, when you think about it? I mean, basically, I help people save money, don't I? Like, I tell people they can save hundreds by switching to Geico. They go to geico.com, maybe save all this money on car insurance, and the next thing you know, I'm like invited to their wedding or whatever. One bloke actually asked me to be his best man. Dear oh dear. Anyway, look, don't matter. Look, point is, if you want loads of friends, giving away money, it's not a bad idea.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Find us on Twitter at Jeff Santos Show.
Back on the Revolution Radio Network, it is the Jeff Santos Show. We'll be talking with my good friend Jim Warren in a second, but let's get to Mark in Chicago. He is first this segment. How you doing, Mark?
Sorry I got cut off, so I'll get right to it. What I was trying to say about an hour ago when I was cut off was, wouldn't it be nice if the Democrats would calculate out what we pay to protect GE companies overseas, what we pay for, like, Total Oil Company or whatever, and have the Pentagon take their people, instead of figuring how to spend money, create invoices for these multinationals that don't pay tax and say, okay, you either pay tax in the United States or here's the bill for our military service. And just do it that way. You know, don't do it on the people, because our interests are not overseas. Our interests are here. And if they're using our infrastructure and our commons to take care of them overseas, they don't need us. They don't need our army, and we don't have to pay for an army for them. That's all I was really trying to say.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it's important, Mark. I think it's well documented that we have had this role of a mercenary army. The oil companies and in this country and around the world, and dictators, who get in trouble. Kuwait comes to mind. All of a sudden they start calling, we need your help. Look, it's time that, you end up, that meaning you, the Arab countries, deal with this issue yourself. You can use the American, European diplomatic corps all you want to sort of get this thing down at the table, but it's only going to be solved that way. So that's the way I look at it. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate the call. Yeah. Let's go to Joe in Schaumburg, Illinois.
Hey, Jeff. How are you, my friend?
How you doing, Joe?
Good, good. Jeff, I want to talk about your friend and mine, Mr. Rauner. I know I keep saying that.
Yes.
But
and as I said, I don't know if you heard, but we're trying to get Governor Quinn next week while we're in Chicago.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, good. And by the way, when you come to Chicago, I know you love it here anyway, but it's a great city. But anyway.
Oh, yeah. I've been there many times, by the way.
Okay. Yeah. But real quick, the First Lady came in yesterday for Governor Quinn. I believe Hillary Clinton came in today for Governor Quinn. Mm-hmm. Now, Rauner's campaign, they make me laugh. Rauner's campaign says that he's bringing in all the heavy hitters. So, he must be in trouble. Why is it that when the Democrats bring in the heavy hitters, they're in trouble? When the Republicans you see what I'm getting at, Jeff? When the Republicans bring in the heavy hitters, it's okay. It's okay. They're not in trouble. I mean, really? And there's another thing, too, that Mr. Bender, when you had him on a couple of weeks ago, that there's more stuff coming out on Mr. Rauner. There was a thing yesterday in the Chicago Sun-Times that an ex-employee filed a lawsuit against him for a hostile work environment. you might want to talk to Jim Warren. I don't know if Mr. Warren still follows up with Chicago politics, Jeff. But
oh, sure, he's right definitely in touch.
Yeah. But I mean, really, did you ever think, Mr. Rauner, that he's bringing them in for like everybody else does for support and for help? But the spokesman today says, well, yeah, hey, we got him on the run. We got Governor Quinn on the run. He's bringing in Hillary Clinton. He's bringing in Michelle Obama. Oh my God, he must be in trouble. But then when Chris Christie came in to campaign for Rauner, oh hey, everything's fine, everything's dandy. Yeah, Chris Christie's coming in. Hey, yeah, we welcome him. I mean, really?
The president and Michelle Obama and Hillary Clinton are going to be in all the races, particularly in places where Obama did very well, and they're going to get out to vote. You want to have the Obamas in particular in his home state, in places like Massachusetts and New York, where he did very well, in California, and that's where you're going to see him. It's nothing to do with Mr. Rauner. He's so self-centered. He doesn't know about anything else. But
no, of course. But some of these Bruce Rauner signs, real quick, Jeff, that I see on on these front lawn of these houses. I look at them, and I stop and think. I says, these houses. I mean, I don't mean to make fun of nobody's houses, but I mean, they're like, maybe single-family houses, or in other words, they're like, I'm assuming, Jeff, middle class to lower middle class. And I see a Bruce Rauner sign. Really?
Yeah, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. They're voting against their interests, Joe. This is the case so much of the FOX viewers. They try to get them on fear, and that's exactly the Rauner voter, unfortunately. Exactly. And that's the sad part about it, and that's why, because we need to get educated. We need to get them educated.
But Jeff, they're not, because if you hear some people, well, what do you know about Mr. Rauner? Oh, I don't care. I just want Quinn out. But,
exactly. It's nonsense.
It's hatred. Right, exactly. They don't know nothing about the man, but they hate Quinn so much that they want him out. But, hey, you're voting against your best interest. Oh, I don't care. I just want Quinn out. I mean, really? Really?
It's sad. It's really sad,
Thanks, Jeff.
Joe.
I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you, my friend.
No, thank you. I appreciate it, my friend. All right, let's go to Pam in Naperville, Illinois. How you doing, Pam?
I'm fine. How are you?
Very good. Very good. What's on your mind today?
Okay, well, this is my first time on, so I'm kind of nervous. But
don't be nervous. You are welcome on this show anytime, Pam. You can call once a week, twice a week, whatever. You're welcome. It's family.
That. But in one of the other hours, we were talking about Fox News, and I would call in and share my experiences with that in the South. Our eldest went to college in Florida, and so we, of course, had to pack up the van and, of course, drive her down there to move her in. And what really surprised me when we went to the states of like Alabama and Georgia, aside from the fact that when we stopped to get gas, we would go into the convenience store, the gas station convenience store. Mm-hmm. You can get a fifth of whiskey and a box of ammo at the same time, which really, because I thought that's really not a good, combination of fifth of whiskey.
No. It's like the idiots in Georgia that just made this whole deal, Nathan Arad deal, the governor there, who we hope will get defeated by Jason Carter, Jimmy Carter's grandson, that you can have a gun in a bar. So that's just great. So you're going to get an intoxicated sports argument, and you're going to pull out your gun because you think Georgia Tech is better than Georgia. This is insane.
Solve your problem. Exactly.
Yes.
So, but what also surprised me in those states is just the prevalence of Fox News everywhere.
Yes.
It seems like...
They're in every hotel room where you can't get MSNBC. Maybe you get CNN, but we all know that that's sort of tilting the wrong way these days. So, it's there. And it's usually the first channel when you turn on in the hotel room. I've been there, particularly in Central Florida,
Yeah, and what really surprised me, too, was that they even had it on in the children's play area. We stopped at a McDonald's just to use the restroom and get some lunch, and it was on even in the children's play area. And I thought, what the heck? I could see Disney or Cartoon Network, but Fox News, it just seems like it's a way of normalizing it. Maybe
that's exactly the case. No, you're exactly right, Pam. And what needs to be done here is, the next administration, or when the Democrats can control the House, they got to look at re-regulating, TV and radio. I mean, right now I think it's 7 or 8 stations per market you can own. There's got to be different ways to sort of change that. You got to have more small businesses owning radio and TV stations. You got to take away this monopoly that is there now. And it's outrageous. It's outrageous, and it creates, it's a dumbing down of America.
Yes, it just kind of normalizes it. If you see that from a very young age on through your life everywhere, then, of course, that's what you grow up to trust and to listen to. But I have also learned that a good way to make your voice heard is to actually complain about it when you see it. Now, I didn't at the McDonald's in Georgia because I was so vastly outnumbered. However, there was a sandwich shop in our town that opened up that was playing Fox News all the time. My children liked this sandwich shop, so we would always go in. And finally, one day, it was just a bad day. I'd had enough. I complained to the management. And I told them that I did not want me or my children, that I considered it political porn, quote unquote, and that I did not want me or my children exposed to it. And I just said, fine, we're not coming in here if this is what we have to listen to. They actually took it off. And first she started to...
Good for you. Well, see, that's a success. I love that story, Pam.
You did.
You made it count, and that's exactly the case. And, you have to tell people that you were successful in this, because when you go there and you tell them to change the channel, they'll do it. And, I've done it at sports bars many times. If I've gone in there and I've seen the FOX network on there, I don't even give them the name. So I just call it the FOX network, and I have them change it. And if they don't have MSNBC, I tell them to put on a sports station. There's no reason why, Al Jazeera, of course, would be another alternative. But this is ridiculous. But I'm glad you did what you did, Pam. And you got to tell your friends the same thing. If they like you don't want to see this everywhere, particularly when the kids are around, tell them and write letters. It makes a difference. Believe me, these people understand. They want your business in restaurants and bars and hotels. Thank you, Pam. Call anytime. You're always welcome here. We'll be right back with your call.
Welcome back to school. We're ready to teach and ready to learn.
The National Education Association wants you to raise your hand for student success.
I'm NEA President Lily Eskelson Garcia. A new school year means exciting new challenges for students and educators, because it's more than a job, and they're more than just our students. Together, we'll make it the best school year yet.
Visit NEA.org/parents for tips.
With over 900,000 products in 31 product categories, some people would say Grainger has everything but the kitchen sink. Of course, those people would be wrong, because sinks are among the over 900,000 products Grainger offers to help keep your business up and running, along with belt sanders, baseboard heaters, duct tape, tissue paper, reversible air drills, and, well, you get the idea. Most everything. For super fast access to Grainger's over 900,000 products, call, click Grainger.com, or stop by a branch today. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey everybody, Jamie Lee Curtis here for RAD, recording artists, actors, and athletes against drunk driving. What should you do to stop a friend from driving if they've been drinking? Answer, whatever it takes. Think before you drink. Designate before you celebrate. Choose a designated driver. Remember, friends don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
That windshield on the car you're driving, let's stretch it by 50 feet. And your engine, let's add a ton of horsepower and more fuel efficiency. And let's skip the next drive-through for a dining car. That's right, a dining car. And an observation car, and a sleeping car, and a getaway in an altogether different car. A spacious Amtrak train for an experience no car can match. Now making 500 destinations a far better ride. Amtrak. Enjoy the journey.
I'm here to tell you that your options for getting out of debt have never been better. How do I know? Because I'm Howard Dvorkin, the founder of Consolidated Credit. For nearly 2 decades, we've helped over 5 million people just like you. And every time we help someone, they all say the same thing. Why didn't I call sooner? If you owe too much money on your credit cards and you feel that you'll never be able to pay it off, Don't wait. Simply pick up the phone and find out what our program can do for you. Reducing your payments by up to 50% is just the beginning, but you have to take the first step.
Call Consolidated Credit now. 1-800-290-0412.
As soon as you call, the hard part is over.
You're one call away from financial freedom. Call Consolidated Credit now. 1-800-290-0412. 1-800-290-0412. That's 1-800-290-0412.
5701 Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Licensed debt management service provider, Vermont and New York banking departments, Maryland 149, Oregon DM 80031.
LIUNA, the Laborers International Union of North America, is the most progressive and aggressive union of construction workers and one of the most diverse and effective unions representing public service employees today.
Laborers International members are on the forefront of the industry.
We're 500,000 proud and strong men and women united through collective bargaining agreements.
We earn family-supporting pay, good benefits, and the opportunity for advancement and better lives. Do you?
To learn more about the Laborers International Union of North America, go to liuna.org.
The entire world watched. They watched each step down the rungs of that small ladder, one after another, and waited with great anticipation for that last step.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
At that moment, humanity saw the impossible become the possible, and today the sky is not the limit. Achievement. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
This is Frank Santarelli. We are rocking with Jeff Santos. Rockin'.
Back on the Revolution Radio Network, it is Jeff Santos Show. We'll post it on our website. And we'll tell you more the next couple of days. Tell you about the fact that we're going to be in Chicago. We're going to be at the Hotel Palomar in State Street and the great downtown area of Chicago near the river. And the restaurant called Sable and great American bistro. And we're looking forward to being there from 6 to 9 p.m. on the 14th, and we're looking forward to seeing you. But let's go right now to a favorite place of ours that I used to spend some time on when they had a great progressive radio station in Columbus. Still have their T-shirt. And speak to Sarah in Columbus. How you doing, Sarah?
How you doing, Tony?
I'm doing well, Mom. Doing well.
Son. Listen, I have to tell you, I've been trying to drum up, get out there, blah, blah, blah. And I'm getting such positive feedback from people.
Nice.
Nice. Oh, yes, who are ready to vote, and they're just excited about it. So I'm feeling really, really good. But
that's great. And it's important because that's an important city and an important county. Go ahead.
They're ready. But this blacks in the military, you had a guy just call.
Yep, Vancouver, yep.
I looked it up, and do you realize 20% of the deaths were black soldiers? And, that exceeds the number of male and female. Those were mostly males. Male and female as a percent in the population of the United States. So I would say, we're pretty doggone patriotic.
I guess so. No, I mean, I think he was making the point that was what was happening. In Vietnam, average age 19, and a lot of those kids were African American. We look at Iraq 1 and Iraq 2, same thing. What have we done?
We look now at what's happening, and it's really kind of disheartening. Seeing the kinds of things that are happening, and to me, more than anything right now, I'm afraid of the Panettas.
Yes, that's what I was saying earlier with Larry Korb. I mean, it's ridiculous. What is it with this guy?
He was scary yesterday. I said, oh, my Lord, what is this, Alzheimer's? What's going on here? But anyway, with Ebola, going to Texas. You know, Texas decided they weren't going to teach kids how to think.
Well,
And
history.
in
And by the way, you got to pledge allegiance to the Texas flag too. And I wonder if they're going to have Ricky Perry on the flag now that he's retiring.
Well,
you know, Ricky, don't lose that number, Perry.
You know.
New
But
glasses,
if you don't
too.
teach people how to reason and think, then Ebola is scary.
It is.
But we have to remember that we can attack Ebola by our knowledge and our education and skill, which is what Texas needs to teach. They don't need to take that out of the curriculum. And the problem is so many of our textbooks come out of Texas. We need to look at those textbooks very carefully before we buy them.
Yeah, they don't even call Ted Kennedy a senator. They call him Ted Kennedy a liberal. I mean, it's just insane stuff. You know, don't give him any history.
The Bushes made a lot of money from textbooks in No Child Left Behind. Let's keep that
There you
in
go.
mind. Okay, thank you.
Right on, Sarah. Thank you. Let's go to Yogi in Chicago before we get to Russ in Boston. Yogi, how you doing?
Right, how are you, Jeff? You know,
Hey, you going to come and meet me on Tuesday night?
Yeah, I'll be there. Listen,
Fantastic.
I'm burning up right now, though. I'm really having a fit about these Democrats. Do you know they had something in the paper where they have said, the Democrats said they're going to bench the president, that they don't want him to come and, like promote them or whatever. They're going to
Exactly.
say, are they out their mind? You know, this is the most time when the president needs everybody, all hands on deck. Do they remember that when they had the Congress when we first came in, and they kind of like decided they was going to go a little bit with the Republicans, and the Republicans tricked them out of all of those states that they lost? Can't they see that they're getting ready to fool them again? If you're going to lose with the president, and you're going to lose anyway, then you might as well lose with the one you got that's going down. Who's the best campaigner on this planet to speak for him is the president. That is his biggest key to anything, his speaking ability. And these clowns are going to allow them to be bitched and for him not to speak at their particular area. Well,
I've been saying it for a while. Why is it that, in these southern states that we're losing in a lot of cases, and, they're afraid to bring the president in, and even in other parts, so including Wisconsin, which I'm a big fan of Miss Burke. We've been on this program. You got to use the president. He's going to go to Wisconsin. Michelle's already been there, and it happens. Hey, look, I just want to say this, Yogi, because we got to get a little time here. There's a group out there called Flipocrat.com, and it's called the Obama Scorecard. They're giving out their T-shirts, and you can get to Flipocrat.com. Middle class tax cut, largest ever. Chrysler saved, GM saved, education spending increase, student loan decrease, hate crime laws strengthened, Affordable Care Act, CHIPS expanded, enforcement of child labor. What I'm trying to say, and I'll hold it up for our camera with our folks watching us on RevolutionRadioNetworks.com. And the fact is that this is a situation where we need to tout what the president has done. Our good friend Chris Matthews said the other day, it's happy days are here again. And, start talking about it. And we got to get the president and everybody else out. Finally, he's out. Remember, we were talking for a long time, Yogi, you and me and many others. He hasn't coming out. Now he's coming out. People don't want him. So we need to make it happen. Yogi, I'm hoping to see you next week at the Sable Restaurant. I got to run, man, but thank you so much. Russ in Boston, let's wrap this up. How you doing? Ready for the NHL, my man?
I am absolutely ready. I just want those Kings to lose all 86 games.
No, go Kings, go for you, huh? South Park's guy, little Kenny there. Well, we got to have the Bruins in the finals, we heard, right?
Jeff,
and the Blackhawks.
There we go. Even though I live in Boston, where my
I know, you get Chicago roots.
Yeah, but listen, this is a little crazy going on right now. We got South Korea and North Korea shooting each other in the water. Putin getting told that he can't afford his military. Obama's policy, the sanctions are working, right? And we got how do you fit it all into 3 hours, bro?
It's a lot of work, my man, but we got great callers, great listeners like you. Hey, Russ, I got to run, but thank you for calling. Don't be shy and keep telling your friends about B&W and PLM and CAP at night in Lowell. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. And I look forward to talking to you again soon. I want to thank Sarah Billingsley producing this broadcast, help from Jimmy NJ, our great team in Vero Beach, Florida, and Boca Raton, Freddie and his son Gio, and, of course, our great team in Minnesota, led by Ted and George, and, of course, John H., and our team in Emerson here, led by Jack and Dee. It's all good. Hope. Looking forward to Chicago, seeing you next Tuesday. It's Jeff Santos. Time for me to say I gotta go.